Now, one thing I forgot to add to my in defense, let's just call this part two. Now, I'm going to give you a scenario, a practical one, that you would use that lone wolf, one person, one day survival. Say it's at night and, and you gotta go off the side of the road. Right? Well, you've already had dinner, right? Well, you have yourself something for breakfast and some water for the morning before you call for a wrecker. Because it's too late to call for a wrecker. Because yes, that could happen. Or you're in an urban situation, you're disoriented, you're like, oh God, because when you're disoriented, yeah. This is the one Starbucks product I would drink, by the way, abundantly. Peppermint mocha. But yeah, it's meant for if you're stuck on the side of the road and it's too late to call for a wrecker or what have you. So you're like, okay, well I got in here. Okay. You should always do inventory of what you have anyway. This is why I say always do inventory. Always. I know I have with me always a Grim Workshop's Work Chef card, a first aid kit, Wahoo Killer knife, some sort of pocket knife if I don't forget it, right? My pocket rescue tool, which yes, is Chinese, but I love it because it has the cordage on it, which is helpful. This for signaling. As you can see this in barely any light. And this. That is my, at the least, thing. So yeah. Now, say I'm in my SUV. And I'm like, oh God, I just broke down and I can't get to a shop, or it's too late for me to call a wrecker or what have you. Now, there were some wrecker services that aren't 24/7, I believe. But yeah, but you get the point of that. And say you're in it's after an emergency and you're like, oh God, and they say it's at night, right? Or during the day, or what have you. That, mostly a lot of disasters happen at night anyway, from what I've seen. Because, it's like lights going out at night late at night because, why not? And, well, I can't cook anything, say you're not a prepper. Say I just need something for the vehicle, something for what have you. Right? Now, me, personally, that's a supplemental thing for me. Literally. It's meant to be, literally. If you, as for a survival kit, guess what? That's, the lone wolf is meant to be a supplemental thing, just in case you can't catch something, catch a fish, or catch a small animal, a small game to cook and eat. That boa, albeit I would actually switch it out for a better tasting boa. As I said, I personally don't like vanilla. I don't like artificial vanilla. I do not. I can't. Yeah, But I appreciate that being there. And those are actually not that bad boas. Those are actually pretty good boas. Those Millennium boas, really good. I've had a few. taste test, or I'm hungry, I don't feel like cooking. That's what they're for. Yum. But yeah, that is basically for a survival kit. That's meant to be brought with. Okay? Or if you're in an urban environment, which is, I think, what's meant for, like, one thing it's meant for is urban survival, because guess what? It has like a pamphlet of, okay, the pamphlet's really good. You should really be reading it. I've heard no one complain about it at all. That's one of the only piece of kit in it. Or, you know, I can't say anything but piece of kit now. That you're like, okay, and it shows you, you know, for this, be prepared with, you know, this stuff and this stuff. It's a nice little pamphlet. In fact, ooh. Be right back. I know exactly where it is. Actually, part 3, I'm going to do a part 3 just to look through the thing. But yeah. But my thing is, if you... Okay, here's some improvements you can make to it to make it a decent, actual survival kit. Put one of those... Okay, with the thermal blanket, right? What I would do is I would get one of those emergency tents also and put it in there. But take it out of the thing to make it fit. Now, I'm giving you tips of how to make it to an actual, like, decent little kit. An actual kit. Because this is what I've done. Seriously. What I would do is I would find at least 2 more boars. You can fit 2 more boars, 2 or 3 more boars in there. I believe I have the lemon one, which is actually very good. And the raspberry one, which is actually surprised me, you know. And I got a French one, one I got that lasts till 2040 in there too. That's how I made it into a decent, you know, food kit there. I believe I put in cordage, because God knows I don't come with cordage, because that's why it's meant for urban survival, to be honest. Let's just get real here. It's for urban survival mostly, because of the thermal blanket, which I will be switching out for a better one. But I'm going to keep the one I have as is. I already have another one open. Oh yeah. Oh, that's good muscle right there. Now, that's what you need to realize. You know, one, if you're stuck on the side of the road in the middle of nowhere with barely any cell service, and you're like, I need to save my phone, you know, for the morning, to call a wrecker. 1. 2, urban survival. I mean, it has, you know, enough stuff. Oh, I need to get a Silcox key this month, too. I need to get a couple of those. That reminds me. You know? Put in some paracord. Or some sort of cordage. Okay? You know, and put in more, you know, food bars. You know, definitely. If you have it, put in one, if you can, now take everything out of the bag. Out of the little, it does come in a Ziploc bag, but that's cool. Container for water. Right? Then, put the bag and all that. Right? Now, these are just some tips that I would recommend for you, because now I'm not a survival expert. I'm more of a meat expert. This is just suggestions. Not, you should totally put all this in here because, I've actually seen Kit Bash Survival. Yeah. One thing I would also get is at least one or two of the kits from Be Smart, Get Prepared, which I'm a huge fan of. I have all but one kit now. A complete big, the big, the one that has like I can't remember how many pieces it has in it, but the one I usually use, the Kit Bash, put different bandages and all that, and the things, a complete version of that, which I've only seen one place, Sam's Club. By the way, I'm in an area where Sam's Club is. If you don't know what Sam's Club is, it's basically, Sam's Club is basically like Costco, but for more down south. Now, also, honestly, I'm going to be using I would use the bag for water containment. If you're in a city, by the way, if you're in a city, one of those keys for I think Silcox. I think it's either Silcox or Silcot. I swear I've seen it both ways. Say it both ways. Get one of those. Because that little bag that's in the thing, in the Lone Wolf kit, or what have you. I call it a kit because guess what? I'm used to saying kit. In my mind, everything's a kit. Right? Say I reuse this as for nails or what have you. This is a nail kit. Or whatever, or repair kit or whatever, I don't know. But, now, by the way, the thing on the back, they put on pretty much all the stuff like the first aid kits and all that. I'm actually really impressed with Be Smart, Get Prepared's first aid kits. The one I just got, the one big one, 200 something piece kit, I'm impressed. Bags, one comes with a big bag that you can take all the stuff out and use for water containment. That's smart thinking. I don't know if that's what they were intending, but yeah. But anyway, like if you're in a city, add one of those Silcot or Silcock keys. I'm pretty sure someone will actually, tell me, oh, it's this. This is what it's actually called. Put one of those into it. Definitely if you're in an urban environment, because I know the city. The things on. Okay, so on the side, let me tell you something. Say this is the side of a building right here, right? Like at the bottom, right here, we'll have a thing where you can open and get water from. I know that. I know enough about city life. Because I lived in the city for like 3 years. Of course, I barely left the hood. Only because I'm introverted. Now, seriously, part 3 will be, okay, here's what I would put into urban version of this and a woodland version of this. Definitely, if you have the bushcraft card for Grim Workshops, put that in there if you are in a environment like I am. A non-city environment where there's woods everywhere. Because that's going to help. Put cordage in there too, because that's going to help too. Because you have sutures, you have arrowheads, you have a knife, you have, not arrows, but hooks, of course. Yeah. That's going to help, at least a little bit. And it's also only meant for like a day because, well, you meant to eat a little bit of the bar for breakfast, a little bit of the bar for lunch, a little bit of the bar for dinner. Yes, you're going to be hungry, but that's okay. If you're in a city, you'll be able to find at least something to eat. For first day you're disoriented. First day after a disaster, you're disoriented. And you want something that's readily available. It's like, oh hey, there's food. There's food right there, there's water right there. Cool. There's glow sticks. With the glow sticks, it's a bright sticks, but the glow sticks. Let's just go with her. Yeah. There's some medical. Has a little bit of stuff. Now, one thing I would put in there, definitely matches. Matches a fill rod. Okay. A better one. Because they do have one on the I can't remember what that's called. The buckle of the thing. But let's get with her. That one's not really going to be... what I've seen, it doesn't really work that well. Yeah. Also, I recommend definitely going on Bud K and getting this. It is a... Look up fire necklace, I believe. I can't remember what it's called. Now, I can tell you how to outfit. I'm going to give suggestions next part. 2. How to outfit it to make it viable. To make it, hey, One thing I would always recommend is putting the skull knuck that I have in there. Or on it somehow. Oh, you can actually put it on the buckle thing. I'm going to tell y'all what I would do. Now, let's check your local laws. Always check your local laws. Mine, I don't think they give a crap. Because I wear mine everywhere on my $1 Dollar General thing. By the way, best dollar ever spent. I swear to God. Well, best $2. I got 2 of them. A black one and a blue one. Best dollar ever spent. Swear to God. Okay? Because that thing could take a lot of weight on it. I now have one of those spray hand sanitizers on it. That is a Chinese made one. Has lasted a few years without even breaking. But yeah, this is part 2. Part 3 is suggestions and looking at the manual or at the disaster guide. I actually have it, and I'm probably going to be recording it after this one. After this one uploads. I'm not going to upload that one because I'm going to upload the third part because I'm going to do a little bit of editing and all that with it. So yeah. Anyway, I'm going to finish the rest of my mocha. Yum. Anyway, this has been part 2. Peace.